Hey everybody, it's Grant back. Wanted to share my quiet time with you all. I'm actually sitting in the parking lot at my job because I forgot to record this at home earlier today. But anyway, my quiet time this morning was actually in Mark chapter 9. And in Mark 9, at the end of Mark 9, Jesus talks about sin. He says, if anyone's right hand causes you to sin, cut it off. And if anyone's right eye causes them to sin, gouge it out. For it'd be better for you to be without a hand or without an eye and go to heaven than have both and be cast into hell. And there's two things that really stuck out to me in that. One was just how seriously Jesus takes sin. Like, those are extreme measures. He says, if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off. Okay, not bind it, or keep it in your jacket, or just keep it, pinned behind your back even. Cut it off. He says if your right eye causes you to sin, don't patch it, or put a blindfold on, or anything of that sort. He says gouge it out. I think sometimes we have a tendency to flirt with the line between, self-indulgence and sin. It's like, how close can I get to fulfilling this desire of my flesh without technically sinning? And I think Jesus is speaking directly against that specifically. But the other thing that he does in that passage is he gives us a formula, or at least a focus on how to fight sin. He says, don't just try to white knuckle against temptation. He says, avoid temptation. Pay attention to what causes you to sin and get rid of that, then you won't be in the position to sin. So pay attention to your circumstances. The next time you fall to temptation, backtrack. What led up to that point? Because there's no sin that happens in isolation, right? There's always you see something, and then you consider it, and then you think about it, and then you're in a position to fulfill it, and then you fall. Right? So pay attention to the first domino. What caused the whole process to start in the first place? That's a much better way to fight sin, to pay attention to the cause, than to just try to white knuckle your way through the process of being tempted. It's a lot harder. So that's something I would think about and consider for ourselves. Is number one, what is our attitude towards sin in the first place? Do we flirt with it, or do we actively fight it and try to avoid it? How seriously do we take it? Do we take it as seriously as Jesus would have us take it? That's number one. And number two, do we pay attention to what causes us to sin? Or do we just go through the same cycle of beating ourselves up every time we fail and then promise to do better the next time without actually changing much of how we go about it? So those are the things I would encourage you all to do today, and those are the two things that God shared with me in my quiet time this morning. So I hope everyone has a good day, and if you're at work or if you're about to go to work, I hope you have a good work day also. Take care.